While millions of people schedule their lives around games, memorize player stats, and emotionally ride every win and loss, there's a quieter group of people who feel absolutely nothing. No excitement, no loyalty, no urge to check the score. And according to psychology and neuroscience, that indifference isn't random. Your brain may actually be operating on a completely different motivational system. Stay with me because what you're about to hear might completely change how you see sports fans and yourself. Here's what nobody really says out loud. Not caring about sports doesn't make you dull. It doesn't mean you lack passion, and it definitely doesn't mean you're disconnected from life. In fact, there are some very specific psychological patterns that show up again and again in people who don't obsess over sports. Let's start with the obvious question. Why do so many people care so deeply in the first place? Humans are wired for belonging. For most of history, being part of a group wasn't optional, it was survival. Your group protected you, fed you, gave you identity, and sports teams have quietly become one of the most socially acceptable modern tribes. When someone supports a team, their brain releases oxytocin, the same bonding chemical involved in close relationships. That sense of we're in this together feels real, even if the players have never met them. From a psychological standpoint, the brain doesn't really care. Belonging is belonging, but people who don't obsess over sports tend to score lower on tribal identification. Their sense of self isn't anchored to groups, symbols, or collective victories. Instead, it's more internally defined. They don't need to merge their identity with something larger to feel complete. And research backs this up. Studies on social identity show that people with low interest in spectator sports display significantly less us versus them thinking. They're less likely to emotionally invest in rivalry, loyalty, or symbolic wins. In simple terms, they don't automatically feel attached just because society says they should. Now here's where it gets interesting. During a close game, a sports fan's brain experiences constant dopamine spikes. Every play, every near miss, every unpredictable moment creates anticipation, and anticipation is one of the strongest drivers of dopamine. It's the same chemical pattern seen in gambling and other highly stimulating activities. The uncertainty is the hook. You don't know what will happen, so your brain stays engaged. But for people who don't care about sports, that system doesn't light up the same way. Vicarious competition doesn't trigger their reward circuitry. Watching someone else struggle or succeed doesn't feel personally meaningful. Their brains are wired to seek reward through direct involvement, not observation. And some of this may be genetic. Research on dopamine receptor sensitivity suggests that people vary significantly in how strongly they respond to competitive, high uncertainty environments. So if you've ever wondered why a last-second goal does absolutely nothing for you, the answer might be simple. Your brain isn't broken, it's calibrated differently. There's another concept at play here, something psychologists call basking in reflected glory. When a team wins, fans often say, "We won." When they lose, it suddenly becomes "they lost." That pronoun shift is doing a lot of psychological work. It allows people to borrow success without direct effort and distance themselves from failure when things go wrong. People who don't obsess over sports tend to do this far less. Their sense of achievement is more personal. Success feels real only when it's earned directly. As a result, their self-esteem is often more stable and less dependent on external outcomes they can't control. Now, this doesn't mean sports fans are weak or irrational. It means they're using a different emotional strategy. And here's something that might surprise you. Sports fans often score higher on certain types of empathy. They practice caring deeply about the struggles and triumphs of people they've never met. So why don't non-sports people feel that same emotional pull? It comes down to empathy allocation. Everyone has a limited capacity for emotional investment. People who don't care about sports tend to direct that energy elsewhere, toward personal relationships, creative work, ideas, causes, nature, or self-development. Research has found that low sports interest often correlates with higher openness to experience and greater appreciation for art, beauty, and abstract thinking. They're still chasing meaning, connection, and emotional intensity. They're just finding it in different places. And sometimes, indifference to sports isn't purely biological. For some people, it's shaped by experience. Maybe sports culture felt exclusionary. Maybe competition was tied to pressure or comparison. Maybe the noise and aggression simply never resonated. Or maybe, and this is important, they just find it boring. That's allowed. What really creates tension between sports fans and non-sports is how each group finds meaning. Sports fans are drawn to narrative. Underdogs, comebacks, rivalries, dynasties. The drama feels real because the outcome is uncertain. People who don't obsess over sports often see that emptiness as random. They think, why emotionally invest in something I can't influence, involving people I don't know with no impact on my actual life? Neither perspective is wrong, they're just different paths towards the same human need: story, purpose, and emotional engagement. One group finds it in a championship run, the other finds it in a project, a relationship, a book, an idea, or a personal goal. Psychologists describe this difference as parasocial investment versus direct engagement. Sports fans build one-sided emotional bonds. Non-sports people prefer situations where their effort changes the outcome, where involvement is reciprocal. Both can lead to fulfillment, they just feel different. What's especially interesting is that people who don't obsess over sports often report feeling more present in their own lives. They spend less time emotionally writing someone else's struggle and more time navigating their own. There's something quietly unconventional about that. So, what does all of this mean? If you don't care about sports, you're not missing out on some essential human experience. Your reward system, your identity structure, your way of finding meaning, they're just tuned differently. The next time someone asks, "Did you watch the game?" and you honestly couldn't care less, remember this. You're not broken. You're not boring. You're just oriented toward a different kind of depth. And that difference might say more about how intentionally you experience life than you realize. If this resonated with you, you'll probably want to understand why quiet, inward-focused people process the world differently and why that difference can become a serious advantage. Click one of these videos to keep going.